That is probably every single GTR fanboy's dream when they buy one of these cars or look at buying one of these cars. And through the movie magic, it makes me look that good, when really, obviously, it's going to take a couple shots to make something like that come together. But what is awesome and what isn't movie magic is the fact that this is a bone stock GTR. It's an R32. It's the original Godzilla, and I want to take you along today and show you what it's really like owning this car. Now that I've had it for quite a few months to digest and not get used to, to get used to all those things that people get excited about, but really don't contribute to the fact of what it's like on a daily basis. So I'm going to have Jarrett and Brian with me as we go up to Woodward and explore the dream cruise type environment while driving a Japanese right-hand drive car. So here we are. We've just got all the camera equipment set up. We're good to go. We're going to head on our way up to Royal Oak area and check out the Woodward Dream Cruise a week ahead of time before it gets completely sloppy and messy. We've got Brian in the back. Brian is One Viper Bite on Instagram. He's the one that just let me wrap his beautiful Ferrari red Viper. So check that out. You're going to hear commentary from the man without a plan, Jarrett. And he's over here, and he couldn't get framed in the shot. My bad, but here we are. As you can tell, the camera looks like it's swapped around, but it's not. This is a right-hand drive car, and no, I don't think I'm the first guy to ever do this. There's several others that have, but they kind of do that first. Oh my God, this is a right-hand drive. I don't know what I'm doing. You get used to that so quickly. So let's talk about what this car is like overall. First, air conditioning, which is one of my favorite things about this car. This is a bone stock 90 or 91 R32 GTR with working air conditioning. The air conditioning's in Celsius, so that is a little interesting to get used to. I have to make that conversion in my head, but it works. You heard that voice? That's a toll booth system that's right here. Meant to, like kind of like a fast pass in the United States. I'm leaving it in here because that sounds so cool, being talked to in Japanese and being told that there's no card in the system, so that makes me feel good. Yes, the right-hand drive aspect is interesting at first. You and your friends all find it goofy, but left-hand shifting is awkward, but not that a couple minutes and you're fine. It's only when you start turning and your mind's in a lot of other places that you forget which gear you're in, and that does discombobulate a little bit. The other major thing, let's get right to it, is just left-hand turns. If there's a car in front of you and all that sort of stuff, yeah, that's difficult, but not nearly what YouTubers make it out to be. So, contrary to Jarrett's opinion, this car and both of us know how to put it down. Jarrett does not. He's read a lot on the internet about it, but he still hasn't actually learned from experience. So what I will tell you is, if you want to see more about this car and all my other car builds, go ahead and check out Wheelwell. The link is in the description. You can check out all the parts I use, all the different manufacturers I work with, and enjoy. I would have to say the most frustrating thing about this car is shared between two things. So I have two frustrating things. One is right here, the rear view mirror, which is just like any other rear view mirror, is actually located to your left instead of your right. You look up, you glance up to see what's behind you, and you have to, I kept looking out the window, subconsciously, there's no mirror out there. So this is kind of weird. The windshield wipers and the headlights are in the opposite positions, and really the turn signals, that gauge cluster being reversed is more confusing to me than an actual right-hand drive car.
Like the CTS-V, I mean, I'm not a very tall guy, but in the CTS-V, I was like kind of like this in the back, and even in my Chevy Volt, you're kind of doing this hunched over thing, and I'm only 5'8", so I'm not very tall, but in this car, I've got like plenty of room, so you could probably fit somebody back here who's close to 6 foot.
But it is definitely like more of a Honda Accord feel than a sports car. Now, I'm going to piss off a lot of enthusiasts saying that, but you compare this to like the CTS-V, and oh, there we go. I went subconsciously went and looked the wrong way. Oops. Third, fourth, fifth. Yeah. So there you can actually see it. I've driven this car quite a bit, so those are simple mistakes that shouldn't be made, but that's what it takes to get used to a right-hand drive car. Something particular about this one, and I think it's because of the pass, the highway pass, the car starts making a chiming noise. It starts making a bell dinging noise as we exceed the speed limit for Japan. So it goes clink, 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 and reminds you that you're taking this car too fast. This is truly a bone stock vehicle. There's no modification done to it other than what you saw in our previous video where we pulled the boost restrictor pill out. Other than that, this is stock suspension, stock wheels, everything. So one of the things that I wanted to point out that you won't see so much on the highway, what you saw in the very intro, is that this vehicle is very clearly all-wheel drive. This thing this thing knows how to lay it down. Now, what a lot of fanboys don't know about the R32 is that they know it's all-wheel drive, but they don't realize that it's really rear-wheel drive until it calls upon all-wheel drive. That's something that most people don't understand, especially the people that are following my four-rotor build, is they hear all-wheel drive and think all-wheel drive all the time. This Atezza system, which is located kind of underneath my ass, somewhere in this area, is something that will sense slip in the rear and then begin to put up to 50% of the torque to the front tires. So, real common misconception. But in the very intro of this video, we had the car getting sideways, trying to induce a nice drift in an all-wheel drive car, and the front wheels were kicking in and trying to fight that. So you got this kind of unsettling feeling, but ultimately, having front wheels gripping or attempting to grip while the car is drifting gets you back in control. So I get what it's trying to do, but there is a slight delay to it, so the car kind of wobbles a little bit.
So I do have to say, and I'm probably going to get doused in gasoline and fire, the R32. It's never been my favorite GTR. But just spending time with it in person and seeing it in person, it's actually a really good looking car. And I don't know, it just kind of has this weird charm to it. And I'm really impressed. I really actually like the car. So kind of a surprise to me because it's always been sort of, to me, the lesser of all of the generations of GTR. So
you just have really bad judgment skills. Really bad.
Jarrett, I'm gonna you up.
We're driving up. We're getting to see the D. It's big, so you know it's not Jarrett's D.
I can't see it at all.
Breathtaking. Yeah, see, yours is like that. It's hidden behind the bushes and whatnot. If you trim the bushes, it's easier to see the D.
I'm waiting to see my first one.
I'm happy that I can show you.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the first time I brought it up this way ever.
What are we doing?
Let's go.
All of us. Threesome. Ice cream. that's just a little taste of what it's like up here in Woodward. This is not the experience that everybody thinks of, old people with old cars. This is more than that. There's a young, strong current of cool people kind of switching it up and bringing imports into Detroit and having a hell of a fun time doing it.